I booked a flight to Orlando online with US Air at usair.com. I prepaid for 2 checked bags. And by the way, when you do that, they throw the ticket in for free. I get to the airport, walk up to the US Air counter with my ID. They say, "Sir, you're at the wrong counter. You need to be at the American counter." I said, "The American counter? I booked this flight on US Air." "We're sorry, sir. Our systems aren't quite integrated the way they should be yet. You need to go to American." And of course, American is 1 mile to the other side of the terminal. I trudge over there, get my boarding pass, throw my bags up. Say, "Sir, I can't take these bags." "You can't take these bags?" "No, sir, these bags were booked on US Air." I said, "The whole flight was booked on US Air. This is not the way I wanted to get 20,000 extra steps on my Fitbit." I work all this out. I finally get to the gate. Now, for years, I've been flying US Air. I'm zone 2. Every time, zone 2. Look at my boarding pass. Zone 22? I didn't know zones went this high. I must be the only person with this zone. I'm sure it was going to put me the last person on the plane, and sure enough, I was. I finally get to the attendant, give her my boarding pass. She looks at it, she looks at me, looks at me. "What airline are you on?" "I'll be damned if I know." Speaking of the airport, while I was there, I saw the ex-superintendent of schools. Now, I don't know how many of you read about this, okay? But he supposedly left a $278,000 job to take care of his ailing mother. Now, I don't know about you, but if I called my mother and I said that I left a $278,000 job, I can see her screaming on the phone, "Don't you dare leave that job, son, or you'll wish you were in an ISIS prison." I was telling my friend this story, and he immediately calls his lawyer, wants documents drawn up that state the following: if, in the 1 in a million chance he ever lands a job for $278,000, that his mother, even if she's put on life support, doesn't expect him to leave it. $278,000. How many teachers can we hire for that? 278? See a lot of devices out there. Any Apple device holders here?
Yeah!
iPhone, and iPad, and I spend too much damn money on Apple? Me too, sir.
Yeah?
I don't know about you, but at my house, my kids, they have Apple devices strewn all over the house, and the worst part about it is I work for Microsoft. You heard that saying, "An apple a day"? Well, in my house, the teen version of that is, "Dad, please buy me an apple a day." It's terrible, but the reason is these guys at Apple are marketing geniuses. I call it their secret applesauce. They see all these kids piling into McDonald's. They want to capture that market. Boom! They invent a product, call it the iMac. Tim Cook, the CEO, recently went to Asia to talk to the execs there. So he's talking to these execs who are, they don't speak great English. So he's telling them, "We need more customers to pay Apple." Guys are looking around the table, trying to figure out what he said. "Apple Pay, Apple Pay." Tim Cook goes, "That's it, Apple Pay. That's our next killer product. Why didn't I This is going to be something here. As soon as it comes to me. This is a tough situation here in the competition for cell phones. And cell phone makers are oftentimes working on underhanded ways to catch the iPhone. For example, they started a rumor that Siri was an illegal immigrant and should be deported. And it almost worked until Obama issued his executive order. Now, to be sure, I want to make sure everybody understands who Siri is. Siri is that female voice assistant in the phone that, to no one's surprise, has an answer for everything. Anyway, aside from the illegal immigrant, they tried one other thing. And that other thing was this. What was that other thing? Does anybody remember what that other thing was? That other thing, we might have to skip that. Oh, I know. This was devious. This was, I'm almost afraid to say it. But what they tried to do was to convince Siri that she was really a man in a digital woman's body. And messed with her mind by getting iPhone users to change her voice to a man. This got Siri so confused about her gender that on some iPhones, when you ask Siri a question, she came back with this. I can't help you. I'm too tired. I have low testosterone. Devices. Everybody's reading on devices now. Me, I prefer physical books. I have a local Barnes & Noble that I go to. I always want to sit down. Now, to sit down, there are tables and chairs for tutors only. So what I do is I go masquerading as a tutor. I lug in a bunch of textbooks. I flag down the first kid I can see. I ask him if he'll pretend to have me teach him geometry. I got some smart aleck the other day. He looks at me and he says, I'll tell you what, I won't charge you anything if you tutor me in sex ed. But if you're going to teach me geometry, that'll cost you 10. And I'm going to quadruple the price if you use Common Core. I'm going to give you a holiday tip. Do not try to buy an actual book at Barnes & Noble. The reason is the lines are long and there's never enough cashiers. In the time you get to the counter, you could order 2-day air from Amazon and get that book faster. I'm headed to New York for the holiday. I'm looking forward to seeing my mother. I'm hoping by then either Siri or Cortana can figure out what airline I'm on. Thank you very much.